Hello and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming. This WWE 2K25 video is the first part of the My Rise playthrough. This will be a complete playthrough from start to finish, unlocking achievements and trophies along the way, with some objective help in some matches. The other video parts will deal with the different choices for different storyline unlocks and achievements and trophies. The first major choice is to pick your first character. Here I picked a male character and one of the biggest superstars in Raw. And then you import a character or make a new one and you will get your first achievement or trophy. My Rise is very streamlined this year with the different storylines depending on the choices you make. And most of the storylines are short but with an overarching storyline from start to finish. You can spend the points you earn by completing storylines and use them to make your character stronger, and it can carry over to the next playthrough. Any different objectives I will show, but any normal matches you just win like normal and it won't be shown on the video. After your first match you will be interviewed and choose what type of personality you want to be for the rest of the playthrough. Each personality will come with an achievement or trophy to unlock and affects different storylines, unlocks and dialogue.
I'll go with what I use on my dating app. I don't like to take things too seriously. I like a good reality TV show, scrolling endlessly through silly pet videos on my phone, and when I'm not busy with that, I enjoy bashing people's heads in. So, I guess you could say I'm a bit more comedic and fun.
The first match that you will have different objectives is versus Tony D'Angelo. You have to damage him and then do your finisher and pin or win by submission.
Punch connects. Boom! Good defense from him. Leaping into the wheelbarrow, up and around. Boom! DDT. In absolute agony right now. He has been battered and beaten. Up and over. Slow spread. That could be curtains for Tony. 2.
The next major choice is to pick the backstory of where the second create a character you will create and play in the My Rise mode. I picked the Indies.
Tide. They're from the Indies.
Okay, but how does that prove they're not secretly working with NXT?
The next major choice is choosing your second character's personality. I chose the same as the first character for just consistency. You have to play through at least 3 playthroughs anyway.
Comedic and fun.
Well, since you just basically dropped everything to come in here and help me.
The next match with objectives is versus Lexis King and Jacy Jayne, and you have to do a taunt by pressing right on the D-pad. Beat them up for a bit and then taunt. Damage either opponent for the next objective, and the final objective is to get your first character to grab Jacy Jayne, so make sure the right character is in the ring and then allow Jacy to be tagged in if she hasn't already, and then just do a grapple in the ring.
Placed him in the corner here. Tag made. Drop kick!
Oh, great height. He got it! Tag made!
Nice calf kick, great elevation.
Locking up here. Oh!
Side of town lately, it's been going.
Welcome back, Punk.
Looks like I missed out on all the fun. That was impressive how you goaded them into defense.
Before you continue new storylines, you will be able to access live matches by talking to Troy Simpkin. These are unlimited before you start a new storyline when you can access them, and you can play single or tag matches. and they are random matches against random opponents, stipulations and match types, and you get attribute points. There is 3 achievements or trophies for these matches: winning 1 match, getting a total of 50 stars, and getting a total of 100 stars. Once you complete the playthrough, it will still allow you to play live matches. I did a few matches every time I could, and made sure I did 50 stars before the second playthrough, and 100 stars before the third playthrough, so it doesn't get boring. In the match against Domink Mysterio, you just have to damage him for the match to end.
Kicks to the face, and one more for good measure. Practically never-ending blows coming at full force here. Here's a sling blade. Basement drop kick. And Domink, we're just now getting word that there's a developing situation backstage.
In the match against Damian Priest, let him beat you up until you get the cutscene, and then pick up the chair that Doink drops, and use it against Priest until that objective is complete, and then win the match however you want.
Ship here. Transition to the cover, but isn't enough. Finally, it's over.
Amidst all this NXT mutiny chaos, there's one thing that's been catching our eye, piquing our interest, if you will.
In the match versus Seth, Rollins and Becky Lynch, you have to do the unique double team move, the Whirlwind Splash. Irish whip your opponent in the top left corner, and then just press the heavy attack button to do the double team, and then win the match however you like. In this mode, you have to do both character storylines before you can go and do the main storyline.
She's out of the match. Another one down, but 3 more entrants remain. Is this the start of what we about to see it?
During the Unholy Trinity storyline, you have to survive a 5-man gauntlet. If you're doing it without the submission trick, just pace yourself and don't use your specials until you have to, and then pin or submit every opponent that comes in the ring. When you team up with CM Punk against Lexis King and Bayley, the first objective is to damage Lexis King. Then the next objective is to Irish whip Bayley. In the top right corner, you have to be CM Punk. So tag him in by pressing L1 on PlayStation or LB on Xbox, or you can do a tag team move, and then keep doing moves on Lexis, but leave him on the ground so he crawls to Bayley and tag her in.
And she's sent right into that corner. Tag made. Oh, man. Tandem offense in effect. A good team knows how to truly work as one. Up for the electric chair, down for the drop. He's preparing for something. That'll do some serious damage. Tag! Tag made! Oh. For the championship. Shoulder up and the referee ends the count. Not even a near fall there. A knee drop. trying to wrestle free their opponent's arm. Has the arm trapped. Oh, stop right to the hand. Just stomped the hell out of the champ and enjoyed it. Boom! Good defense from him.
Irish whip from Punk on
The next section is to build a team for Survivor Series. When it comes to the male option of picking a wrestler, Seth Rollins is a good choice as he comes with rewards. Drew and Jay Uso do not. The next match you play Seth Rollins against Trick Williams in a ladder match. The first objective is to damage him however you like, and then the second objective is to get a ladder and hit him 3 times with it.
Rollins with an homage to the game. That is Rollins showing just what it means to be the visionary. Got out of there at the perfect time. Here he comes, sliding back into the ring. Boom, utilizing the unforgiving steel of the ladder.
The next objective is to set the ladder in the ring. You should still have it in your hand. Go to the middle of the ring and press X on PlayStation or A on Xbox. On the women's side of recruiting, each of the 3 women you will pick will come with separate rewards. I have picked Becky Lynch. As Becky Lynch, you will face Nia Jax. The first objective is to do a taunt. Press right on the D-pad to do the taunt. The second objective is to do the belly to Bayley, which Becky has on this match. Get your signature on an front-facing Nia. Use the signature buttons. Then the final objective is to do the rose plant. So immediately press the finisher buttons and then win the match.
The toughness, the tenacity, the fire. Becky Lynch just doing what she does best. Kick connects, hooking it up. Spike with a rose plant.
Will that sew this up for Becky? Cover!
Emphatic victory. Coming here. Exploder into the turnbuckle.
The next sequence is you have to win a brawl against Kairi Sane, which means you have to knock them out. Like backstage brawls, you'll have to wear them down and using signatures and finishes will get their bar to danger, and then that's when you can knock them out. And it doesn't have to be signatures or finishers. Strong grapple moves and weapon shots can knock opponents out as well.
Cross-legged Michinoku driver. Here's the pump handle.
Suplex launched. Look at this. Oh, nice. Lynch's strategy paying dividends.
Kairi might be in a panic soon. Quickly sits behind.
German suplex. And she's making her way to the top rope here. Becky Lynch. Rendered unconscious. The official has to call.
You get a choice on what to do next after recruiting 2 wrestlers. It doesn't affect unlocks, just what match you get before the next main storyline. Going after the tag titles is a fatal 4-way tornado tag match, so it's tricky to win normally, unless you do the submission trick to make it easier. The next segment after that is you have to knock out Tony D'Angelo in a backstage brawl.
Normally in a tornado match, there are no alliances. It's all and he saves the matchup. And meanwhile, Spears will floor. And she's set right into that corner. Super kick. No. Yeah.
first objective is to damage Lexis, King and Seth Rollins. You both start in the ring. After some distraction, you will have to tag in Becky and make sure Lexis tags in Bayley. Just hit Lexis and every time he goes on the floor, sometimes he will crawl for the tag. Then as Becky, Irish whip Bayley in the top right corner.
Double big back body drop. The challenger's getting battered. Gonna be hard to answer back. Bayley climbs the turnbuckle. From way up, Indy counters. Setting up neck breaker position. Ooh, bang! Arm extended, tags his teammate in. Uh-oh. Spot. And drop kick in the corner. Perfectly executed. Effective arm drag. She whips Bayley into the corner.
You have to have 3 matches at Survivor Series. The first, Becky Lynch versus Io Sky. The first objective is to do 5 light attacks, so just hit the light attack button as fast as you can. Even on the ground, it counts. Then press right on the D-pad to do a taunt for the second objective. Then damage her however you like for the third objective, and then for the final objective, grab Io when in the ring.
Shot. Arm control here, gonna roll through. The maestro applied. And Becky Lynch powers out. Maybe just testing the waters with that one. Cuts the attack off. Becky just mocking her now. Oh, man. Both superstars taking a breather at the moment. Oh, my. Down with authority. Becky with all the momentum on her side. Io has to start setting Io up for a suplex. If this man loses to Kevin Owens, Survivor Series is over. And
in the match versus Kevin Owens, you can do any combo you like. Light, heavy, or grab combos. Light combos are the easiest as you just keep pressing the light attack button.
WWE is going to let Mutiny flush over 60 years of history down the drain.
I don't know how you're less cynical than I am after everything you've seen, Cole. We lost the first match in this series, and I just know Punk and his accomplices have more up their sleeves.
The next objective is to get Owens outside the ring and do damage to him outside the ring.
Oh my goodness, just punishing their opponent. He really felt the impact on that one. He's hurled out and crashes down to the floor. He's got to mind the count-out rules as he heads ringside. Kick right to the gut. All the momentum has swung tonight. Owens is under the gun. Great thinking to stop Owens. Pop up here. And a reverse power slam. What a move. Ah, what a smash. That is just insulting.
Get Owens back in the ring, give him a heavy strike, and then defeat him.
Thrown back into the ring. Clothesline. Probably not going to win for a couple hundred years, Byron. You know why? Because the Billy Goat's curse is in effect. Oh, I can't stand this move. And that's all she wrote.
In the next match, damage Bayley until the first objective is complete, and then it will be CM Punk's turn. Allow him to be tagged by doing moves on Bayley, and when she's on the floor, allow her to tag Punk in, and then damage him until the second objective is complete.
The champ looking a little worse for wear. On the apron, what's Bayley looking for? Hot shot stunner. He's making the climb to the top rope. Slowly rising, looking like a very easy target. From the top, turns it around. Hooked up, DDT. Oh, and an elbow caught him and cleared him to the floor. Oh my God, a DDT! Lights out. Yank right up the apron. Oh no. He's getting pumped, he's getting focused, and he's taking the WWE Universe with him. Shades of the OEC dub as a kendo stick is introduced to the... It's about to get worse for this superstar. Or wait a minute. We're about to see an upgrade in the physicality here. These two athletes exchanging blows on the ropes. Elbows now over and over again. Just punishing. Now what? Avalanche poison Rana. Massive move there. The challenger just becoming a huge threat to the champion. And she makes the tag. Mongolian chop. Shoulders are down. Is this enough to retain? The challenger wriggles out in one.
Strong kick out, but you have to wonder if he can keep it up.
Oh, look at this. Boom. Nice. The champ taking a bit of damage. Not where he wants to be right now.
Then hit Punk with any signature move you have, and then you must finish the match by pinfall. Then you will get a major choice to play as the character that was betrayed, to finish the game against Mutiny, or play as the character that chose to align themselves with Mutiny. Each choice leads to a different storyline and achievement or trophy. This playthrough, I'm going against Mutiny.
The challenger clearing a path to the title. Bayley is now under pressure. Bayley is getting the window shut at every opportunity. Boom! Boom! There's a wheelbarrow. This is it. The Civil War is over. These two have so much history.
You get 3 major choices for the Reclaim ending, and each of that choice will lead again to a different final storyline, unlocks, and achievements and trophies. I have picked the Legends option. In the car lot brawl against CM Punk, damage him for the first objective, and then head to the top left corner. To the right of the ambulance is a metal entrance, and hit Punk near it to activate the cutscene.
That takes them down. Well-placed kick. Punk had to expect this after every...
In the 4 versus 4 match, you have to use any of your allies, not your character, to damage any member of Mutiny until the objective is complete.
Set up for the Russian leg sweep. Nicely done. Driven down face first.
The next objective you have to do is 3 heavy grapples. Unless Punk is in the ring, it might be easier to quickly go out of the ring and knock him on ringside, and then apply the 3 heavy grapples before the count of 10.
This could change the match. Boom! Schoolboy! Shoulders are down! Elevates his shoulder ahead of the count. These men knew this match was going to be hard fought. Oh, round and round we go. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Kick to the midsection, sunset flip.
Now that's what you call impact.
The next objective is to do damage to your character that betrayed you, and then win the match.
Carefully measuring the on an elbow right to the chest. Oh my God, a DDT! Spiked them into the pin. Is that enough? Not so fast. Then now to Bayley. Oh no, getting in position. What's he planning to do here? And just like that,
the final match has you against the character that betrayed you. First, do some damage for the first objective, and then press right on the D-pad to do a taunt for the second objective.
Now he's really stepping up the pressure.
He's putting a ton of force behind every attack.
She's now looking a bit worse for wear. Forcing her right out of the ring. He's ready to show his opponent and the world what he's made of. A great display of confidence, but he doesn't want to give his opponent added motivation. What a forearm! Planted face first. And she's been put completely on defense here. So much energy is focused on keeping her down now.
Then hit a finisher and win the match.
Up and over for sliced bread. That could just have ended things. This match is
If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, where there are more wrestling game videos. Also, the channel has achievement and trophy guides, walkthroughs and secret and tips from the latest releases to classic retro games. Thanks for watching.